What's happening everyone, TomGorian here, and gameplay for the new Las Vegas circuit in F1 23 has been released, and I hate to use this word again because I've used it so many times in my other F1 23 videos. It looks very juicy. Today we're going to get information on how the track is laid out, how it's designed, and realistically we're going to try and break it down to see what can we take away from this 3-lap race on the new game. And I find it very interesting how they're releasing this now, considering that the race is in November, so we don't really know as far as, lap times, qualifying lap times, race lap times, but from what we can see in this video, it's going to be very interesting. So before I get started, like, share, comment and subscribe for more F1 23 gameplay, and let's break this mother sucker down. Alright, so first things first, we get some new gameplay as far as the suits in F1 World. The menu system, as far as the menu HUD is concerned, it looks exactly the same as far as last year, with all the suits on the left hand side. As you can see, we have the Conan Sport racing livery, and then we have the Max Verstappen livery, which you can pre-order which you can get if you pre-order the game. And then I think we have a Las Vegas one for the Las Vegas pre-order. Nothing really here as far as the other 6 like really stand out as far as race suits and stuff. We also get our first look at the cars and how graphically and how well they look graphically. This Las Vegas livery does look quite decent. It gives me a kind of reminiscent vibe of 2010 McLaren, with the chrome silver and the red lines. Obviously in F1 22 we have that type of livery, but this looks really better. Right, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get started with F1 22 gameplay around Las Vegas. Lights out and away we go. Notice the wheel spin at the start, and there's a lot of things I've already noticed with this game. So entering turn 1, and it's a long left-hander, very tight hairpin, narrow, and I'd say this first sector is kind of narrow. This turn 2, the long turn 2, reminds me of Hanoi. Like, literally, if you played Hanoi, that turn literally reminds me of turn 2. As you can see on screen, we're getting a number of laps, 50 laps, and some key information. Turn 3, notice how the barrier sticks out like the old Monaco chicane. I think it was like the 3rd chicane of the swimming pool, where it used to stick out before it got changed in 2015. There's a lot of runoff areas in this game as we enter this Mickey Mouse Miami chicane section. A lot of runoff areas, no gravel, no grass, 306 kilometers, but there's a lot of straight lines and a lot of curved straight lines, just like Saudi Arabia, and a lot of elevation as well. The track's quite bumpy with a lot of undulating chicanes and a lot of undulating curves. 6.12 kilometers in circuit length, and as you can see, PJ Turney, who's driving this race, is using some of his ERS, so we can get a tell of what the ERS battery is going to be like and what kind of setup he's running. And as you can see, he's averaging in kph 360, was it 200, 330, I don't know, 300 plus. But we'll see once again now as we enter this long chicane, and that's actually the beginning of the lap. That little kink at the main straight kind of reminds me of the Singapore final corner, and that first corner reminds me also of the banked hairpin at Saudi Arabia. You know how the hairpin just like banks in a little bit? That corner kind of reminds me of that. But as far as early gameplay is concerned, track seems kind of bumpy, so you might be wanting a softer suspension, especially to go over the bumps, especially with how tight the track is in Sector 1, and especially with how it is in this sector as well. It kind of, again, it's giving me Hanoi vibes as far as that final sector in Hanoi with the walls and the slow corners. This little section of the chicane reminds me of Miami, but now as we enter this long straight, ERS is not on overtake, but he's literally on 40+%, and he's trying to find a way past Yuki Tsunoda down the inside in towards this little corner. And that corner is like the castle section in Baku without the elevation changes, which I find weird. But we now get to see how quickly you can go on this straight. And as you can see, he's revving out at around about 332, 331 kph before entering this little part of the track. And then obviously there's one more straight. Obviously the AI are not really, you know, programmed on this circuit yet, and they won't be until the release of the game. But notice how quickly PJ is literally revving up the gears as he absolutely sends it into turn 1. And notice with the AI behavior, the AI actually saw that he was there. They literally, Bottas got out the way, he left him room, if you will. He didn't turn in on him like the AI have done in F122. But as you can see, with DRS, and these cars are already revving out at around about 340 kph, which is like, I'd say 210 miles an hour. So you're probably looking at Monza levels of downforce around about the circuit, probably 5 wings, 6 wings more, I'd say. So you're looking at, I want to say like 6 to 10, or maybe 6-9, or maybe even 5-8, depending on your driving style. But coming into this final lap, this long sweeping corner again reminds me of Hanoi, before entering this very unique corner, and he absolutely cuts this chicane right there, or that corner right there, all 4 wheels of the circuit. He's in P12 right now, Logan Sargent is in P11. Obviously this game is still in progress, so some of the car models are not in the game yet, but even with DRS, he's averaging and he's revving out at 346 kilometers per hour. So this pretty much is confirmation that we might be running Monza levels of downforce in this race for, you know, my team career mode, driver career mode, or even league racing. So that's just alien insight. Hamilton wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix as we come across the line in P11, and that is that. Very interesting once again. Las Vegas looks good. I can't wait to actually start driving. So that's that. Our first official gameplay of the Las Vegas circuit in F123, and it's interesting. Very interesting as far as what I saw, what I heard. The engine sounds, I think they've been worked on more so that they sound like the counterparts in real life. But the one thing that I've noticed is that the gear ratio sound a little bit lower, so that it's easier to rev out more, if that makes sense. So I saw a lot of times in that video where the car was revving out on these mental straights, so even with DRS. So I'm guessing that's where the whole Monza setup might come in. There's going to be a lot of unique corners where you're going to have to take a one line and you can't really turn in too early or too late. I don't know about strategy. It doesn't really seem like a track that, you know, that might have a strategic element as far as tyre wear or strategy is concerned. But you're going to need low wings around the circuit. I mean, if PJ was literally doing 346 miles kph with the DRS, you're going to be averaging around about, let's say, what, 212 mile an hour with DRS. So I'm guessing low wings is the way to go around here. Probably slightly more wings than you would at Monza, if you will, but I think it's not going to be by much, by like 2, 3, 4 clicks. And probably the suspension, probably like a softer suspension for this year's game, but with those curbs, they seem very, very awkward as well. But yeah, Las Vegas, I can't wait to actually drive Las Vegas. It doesn't actually look like a bad circuit. Hopefully they release a Qatar video, which I'm actually very eager to see, even though there has been one real life race in that circuit. But hopefully they release a video on that soon, and yeah, hopefully we get more information as the days count down towards launch of F123. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, share, comment and subscribe for more F123 news and videos, and I'll catch you all in the next video. In a bit.